Are you listening?
Welcome to the Nerf Report. My name is Brian. Thank you so much for joining us. A lot has happened since we last spoke. Apex Legends dropped a new trailer for Season 7 of in-game content. Stadia Pro, PlayStation Plus, and Xbox Games with Gold have all announced their November lineup of free video games for subscribers. Ubisoft has unveiled Ubisoft Plus for Amazon Luna and Google Stadia. And Nintendo has officially joined the cloud gaming landscape. But despite all of that, for this week's episode, I want to talk with you about Facebook. Because despite the website being home to conspiracy theories, fake prank videos, and passive-aggressive comments from your parents, wow, you really made some choices with that outfit, Bryant. Love, Mom and Dad. Facebook has been making some massive inroads to ensure that they have a presence in the ever-evolving world of video games. In fact, you may be unaware, but through the Facebook app or facebook.com, you have access to over 5,000 games that call the Facebook Instant Game Library home. Now, of course, the big caveat here is what exactly do you define as a game? Because Facebook has games like Words with Friends, Solitaire, Uno, Pool, Poker, Texas Hold'em, Connect the Dots, Bowling, and my personal favorite, Phase 10. And clearly, these are not like God of War, Halo Infinite, or Overwatch, but the fact is, the majority of people who play video games, 56% of gamers, consider themselves casual gamers. And of the total percentage of gamers, mobile devices are considered the most popular device to use while gaming. So yes, games like God of War, Halo Infinite, or Overwatch may not be available on Facebook Instant Games, but that doesn't seem to be causing any issues. In fact, recently, Facebook published the absolutely insane statistic that over 380 million people play video games on Facebook each month. Compare that to PlayStation, who has sold roughly 113 million PlayStation 4s. Xbox, who has sold an estimated 50 million Xbox Ones, and Nintendo, who has sold 62 million Nintendo Switches. So I think it's extremely safe to say, it's not a matter of if, but when games of AAA quality will begin to appear on Facebook. You might remember, following the closure of Mixer, Xbox's Phil Spencer promised that Microsoft is currently working on ways to integrate xCloud into Facebook gaming, which would mean that users watching their favorite streamers on Facebook Gaming could instantly jump into games like Halo Infinite, Sea of Thieves, or Hellblade 2 on any device that they are using thanks to cloud gaming. Which admittedly is an awesome concept. However, an even broader idea was revealed last week, and Facebook did it without needing Microsoft. Jason Rubin, the vice president of Play at Facebook, published a blog post that introduced cloud gaming to Facebook Gaming. Facebook has announced 6 games that will be launching initially, with Facebook expanding the service in 2021 to include action-adventure games along with other titles. But the big takeaway here is not what cloud gaming brings to Facebook, but what Facebook brings to cloud gaming. One of the features that Facebook unveiled for cloud gaming is the ability to jump into any game immediately from an ad. Imagine scrolling through your Facebook feed and see the latest PGA game. With the simple touch of your screen, you could immediately be transported to the golf course. That is the power that Facebook is bringing to not only the players, but to developers as well. Which is massive from the perspective of the casual gamer. Yes, being able to reach a person who is watching a Let's Play on YouTube or a live streamer on Twitch is huge, but to be able to reach that person who is casually scrolling through Facebook is so much larger. Like, let this sink in. Facebook has nearly 1.79 billion daily active users. That's more than YouTube, who commands the insane daily active user base of 1.3 billion. And granted, yes, not every one of those users is going to play video games. But what a feature like Facebook Cloud Gaming offers for the awareness or accessibility of video games is fantastic. All users need to play is a screen and a Facebook user account. That's it. No $500 console, no $1,000 PC. Facebook is lowering the bridge of accessibility to video games, and quite frankly, that's awesome. And a move like this raises into question, is there still a necessity for xCloud to come to Facebook? Because while, yes, it would be cool to play Xbox games on the platform, Facebook, much like Google and Amazon, are extremely capable of getting exclusive games for their service. For Facebook to go out and buy studios, similarly to what they've done with Oculus, but instead for cloud gaming would be massive. And this is extremely probable. Facebook has a net worth of $528 billion. For comparison, PlayStation is estimated to be worth $37 billion. The fact is, Facebook has more than enough capital to start throwing around their weight in the industry and causing some major ripples. In fact, earlier this year, following the closure of Mixer, I made the prediction that Facebook will buy Xbox from Microsoft. And while a lot has changed since we've made that prediction, I still think it's extremely possible. Following the announcement of Facebook Cloud Gaming, it has become extremely clear. Xbox needs Facebook. It's no longer the other way around. You see, as cloud gaming continues to gain more and more of a market share, Google and Amazon have a massive social presence with Twitch and YouTube. Xbox no longer has that. And while Facebook's numbers surpass both Twitch and YouTube, Stadia and Luna have something that Facebook doesn't, and that's the quality of games on their service. Like, if Facebook were to acquire Xbox, it would be a massive bolstering to the gaming ecosystem that Facebook has created. Immediately, the games from Xbox Game Studios could be played from Facebook browsers around the world, creating a potential market that Xbox was incapable of creating previously. This would be massive, not just for Facebook, but for developers and gamers alike. And I understand that for some Xbox fans that this might be a hard pill to swallow, but with Facebook announcing cloud gaming, they already have or are improving on the tech that make things like xCloud work. The only thing that Microsoft is really bringing to the table for Facebook is content. Facebook has a user base. Facebook has a streaming platform. They have the tech to play video games in the cloud. All that's missing is the content to bring that die-hard gamer over. But what do you all think? Does Facebook getting into cloud gaming appeal to you at all? Do you see them as a competitor to Stadia and Luna? What do you think about Facebook possibly acquiring Xbox in the future? Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Hey, thanks again for checking out our channel. If you like what you saw, make sure to hit that subscribe button right there. Well, this is awkward. You're just gonna stare at it? What are you doing? Hit it. Click the button. Click it. What are you waiting? Click the button!